Hello and welcome to the Hypnosis Academy. This video is about a concept that I want to share with you, one that will help you in yourself, in the way that you deal with life, and also help you with clients as well. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So maybe you've heard about people talking about projection, that we project our beliefs onto people. We say that somebody's got a problem when actually we've got a problem. Well, there's this concept, which is a beautiful concept to work on, which is life is a mirror. Okay? Life is a mirror. And life reflects back to us the things that we like about ourselves. It reflects them back to us. So we see those things in other people and other things. Yeah? And life also reflects back to us the things that we don't like about ourselves, the things we're frightened about ourselves. And so when we see somebody and we go, oh, I don't like that person because of X, Y, and Z, the concept, and I'm not saying that this is true, but I want you to use it as a concept, is that, hey, that's the part of us that we don't like, the part of us that we are scared of, the part of us that we really don't want to face. And so it's much easier for us when we don't want to face who we are, is to project that out and blame other people. There's an expression that I use a lot, and that expression is, what Peter thinks about Paul says more about Peter than it does about Paul. So I'll say that again. So what Peter thinks about Paul says more about Peter than it would ever say about Paul. That's the life is a mirror concept, which is when Peter is criticizing Paul, he's actually talking about himself. But equally, when Peter is singing Paul's praises, he's actually talking about himself. He's singing his own praises. So we look at a mountain and we say, that mountain is so beautiful and majestic and powerful. That's because we like those traits, because we see them in ourselves. Yeah? And when we look at somebody and go, they're so ugly and boring, that's what we worry that we might be. Yeah? Okay? So that concept, and again, this is a generalization. Don't take it to heart and think everything that everybody says is what they're saying about themselves. Okay? However, as a concept, if you use that in therapy or use that with yourself, when you catch yourself complaining bitterly about somebody, this is what you do. So you say, and this is frightening, this is scary to do, but I recommend that you do it. So you say, I don't like that person, they are so boring. And then you hear yourself projecting onto that person, and so you say to yourself, so when are you boring, Gordon? Have there been times in your life where you've been boring? Have you ever bored somebody? Okay. What that does is it turns the energy back on yourself, and you start having to ask yourself that question. Now that's a painful question. When you don't like boring people, you do not want to consider yourself as boring. However, guaranteed there'll be times in your life where you're boring. So what happens is it balances you out. You see, what happens is this: when we talk about how bad other people are, right? When we talk about how bad other people are, when we criticize other people, what are we really doing? We are really criticizing ourselves, right? You get this loop. Why? Because the unconscious mind works on that. Everything that we say, it takes it personally. Truly. So when you talk about other people, when you criticize them, the unconscious mind hears that you're criticizing yourself. Okay? So my advice is never criticize anybody. All right, you can say you don't like something. Absolutely, that's not criticizing. Let me give you an example of the difference between criticizing and stating your preference. So, my auntie said to me one day, I don't like you with that hair. Okay? I don't like you with that hair. Now that is criticizing somebody. She didn't know she was doing it, but listen to the sentence. I don't like you. Okay? With that hair. A parent tells the child, you are bad for doing that. Yeah? So you are bad for doing that. They're telling the child that the child's bad, right? And then they're telling them why they're bad. So what would be the right way of doing it? The right way is to say what you did was bad. The right way to say it would be, I don't like that haircut, yeah, that you have. I like you, I just don't like the haircut. So the difference is where you shift the focus on the action and not on the person. It's the same for yourself. It's the same with somebody else. Rather than saying they are boring, you can say, often the subjects that they talk about bore me. Fine, that's not a criticism. That is your personal choice. Not everybody's going to be pleasing to you. Okay? The things that people do are not going to be pleasing. But what you talk about is the things. Talk about things and don't talk about people. Why? Because I personally believe that the universe pays back in kind. If you put out beautiful compliments and you talk about people being good, then that is what comes to you. Yeah? The way that the universe works is this. Imagine you shunt out, you're on a train track, right? And you push out a carriage, and on that carriage is beautiful words and beautiful sentiments. Push that out. But because you're on a track that goes round, it's full of carriages. As soon as you push one out, another one comes back. If you push out a good one comes back. But the truth of the matter is 3 or 4 or 5 come back. That's the way the universe works. It always pays you back much more. However, if you push out horribleness, criticizing people, then that's exactly what comes back to you. Okay? And I've seen it so many times, and I'm sure you have too. So the premise is that life is a mirror. When you criticize somebody, you need to then look at yourself and say, well, where am I doing that? Okay? However, if you don't criticize people and you criticize the actions, yeah, is it okay to criticize actions? Of course it is, but it's not so much the word criticism is not good. It's actually showing your preference. I actually don't like that very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do like that though. However, as Dale Carnegie says in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it's 100 years old now and it's worth its weight in gold. Be lavish in your praise. Be lavish in your praise. If you want to get on in life, tell people nice things about themselves. Tell people nice things about themselves. Catch people doing good things. Oh, I saw you do that. I just wanted to tell you I really thought that was excellent what you did. Lovely. Yeah. When you catch people doing good things and tell them about it, they tend to do more of that good thing. Why? Because they feel good and they want to hear that again perhaps, but they feel good about it. Yeah. That's why when you tell people what they've done badly, all that happens is that they feel bad and they don't tend to stop doing it, and they don't feel very nice toward you, and the universe doesn't like it either, nor does your unconscious mind. Yeah. So life is a mirror. Treat it that way and just put a good reflection. Reflect good stuff in because it bounces back at you. Okay? I hope that helps, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye. I love you all.